4 weeks until Chicago Marathon, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel nervous about the whole thing. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of give you an update on how everything's going. Today is a 15k long run. It's a deload week, so only 15k, which should be good. The weather's quite nice, it's dry, not too hot, so yeah, it'll be a perfect day to kind of just catch up with you in terms of my how ready I am for Chicago Marathon. Last week's long run was meant to be a 29k run, but in the end I only managed 25. I don't want to go into too much detail about it. There were just various things that kind of ended up being a shorter run, but I'm trying to not dwell on it and trying to just let it go and not worry about it too much, or feeling just really rubbish about it. But yeah, so that didn't go as planned, but I still managed 25k. Every week I'm still keeping up with running and going to the gym. I'm still doing physio, the stretches that were recommended as part of my physiotherapy. So that's still going. I still want to be as prepared as I can be for Chicago, but I can't help just feeling a bit kind of nervous about the whole thing. I mean, running a marathon is usually gets me quite nervous anyway. I mean, it's a big event and it's a big deal. But if it was in the UK, I feel like it's fine. It's just, I know I can get there and it'll be okay. But because this is going to be abroad, all the way in America, I just feels like there's so many things that could go wrong. So I can't help just feeling a bit anxious that I might not make it to the start line. That would be just the worst thing ever if I couldn't get myself to the start line for the Chicago Marathon. I think it's actually more for international runners to run the Chicago Marathon, so the actual marathon event itself is very expensive already, and everything kind of adds up, and the whole thing is very expensive. So when I was looking at flights, I ended up getting a flight that isn't direct because it was saving me £200 to not fly direct. But then there's a worry of, what if I'm delayed, or what if I don't make the connecting flight and miss it and just not get there on time? And then sometimes I wonder whether I should have just paid more to get a direct flight, so that kind of eliminates the being delayed and missing the connect flight. I'm flying on Friday, and Saturday's the last day I can pick up my number from the expo. So then if I'm delayed, or if I don't get there on time, what if I miss Saturday collecting my number? Then I won't be able to run the marathon. That's just like another thing that keeps playing on my mind. Then when I was looking at accommodations, very expensive to book close to the start line, obviously. So I ended up booking somewhere that's a little bit further out in Chicago. Public transport do go kind of often, it does run regularly, but I don't think it starts early enough for me to get to the start line on race day. So that's another worry of me worrying about not getting to the start line on race day. I mean, do I get a taxi? I guess I could get a taxi, but then how would I go about doing that? I don't really know, because I'm not local. Could I pre-book an Uber? But what if I book it and they don't turn up? Just all these things kind of make me feel very worried. And it's such a big thing for me at the moment, and leading up to it, and also the cost involved. I really don't want it to go wrong, so I can't help but just feel quite nervous and anxious about the whole thing. It all kind of makes me feel so alone sometimes. I'm sure, I know that loads of people who are running the Chicago Marathon, and I'm sure there are loads of people who are going from the UK and from other countries, but nobody's going to be kind of in the same situation as me, if that makes sense. So I can't even like talk to anyone about this, because they wouldn't understand and not necessarily be able to help. I mean, someone could be doing the same as me, but they might be taking a direct flight, so there's not that worry that I have. Or maybe they are staying close to the start line, so, or they might be like arriving a few days earlier and have plenty of time to collect their number. Just things like that. It's just not going to be the same as my situation that I'm in. So I just feel like I can't even just talk to anyone. Yeah, so just feeling a bit stressed about it at times. I know the marathon is like the main thing, and being able to finish it is going to be a big deal, but at this stage, same as like my last marathon, I feel like being able to get to the start line is going to be bigger for me at the moment. I just want to get there on time and just get to the race. That's what I'm more hoping for. Oh, and just another little worry. I've been taking the high five gels, practicing for fueling. I don't think they sell it in America, or even if they do, I don't know where. So that's another worry, because again, to save money, I'm not taking a checked bag, so I'm only taking hand luggage, which means I have to take the gel with me on the plane and go through security. And then I was worried, what if they don't let me take it for whatever reason? And then if I can't take gels, then what do I do? Am I just gonna have loads of jelly babies the whole way while I'm there? Just so many things to kind of worry about. I'm now halfway into my run, so I've just turned back around to head back home. It's just an out and back today. Normally I try to do loops and try to kind of draw out a course that I can run on, but it never seems to work out that well whenever I do it. So now I just kind of stick to areas that I know and do like a there and back. Maybe I'll do it a bit differently next week. I'll have to have a look, because it does get a little bit boring, but halfway there. After all the worries and stress as I was talking about, I just wanted to kind of talk a bit about the positives. I do feel excited about Chicago Marathon, don't get me wrong, especially if I can actually get there, finish the run and get the medal at the end. I am excited. It will be such a huge marathon to be able to run, I think, for me anyway. I still don't think I'll ever get all 6 medals, especially now that it's looking likely that Sydney's going to be the 7th major, potentially from next year onwards, so there'll be 7 medals in total. Still don't think I will be fast enough to enter, like qualify to get in, so I'll just have to enter based on luck. I'll probably never be able to run Boston, because I just never get fast enough. Previously I have briefly spoken about kind of struggling mentally at times. I do feel like running really has helped me get through a lot of those times where I don't really want to kind of remember or be there at the time. I feel like when I'm running, then I'm just focusing on running, and then now that I've been going to the gym as well, I feel like I'm thinking about it contributing to improving my runs, so that kind of helps as well. And when I'm not doing any of those things, I'm still thinking about running, kind of the next race, thinking about my training plans, running gear, and I feel like just having that in the back of my mind just to help me get through certain times that kind of are a bit more difficult or more challenging. 15k long run done, and I still feel very good after that, which is very positive. I kind of stuck to a comfortable pace, which was about 7:25 I think on average, which was really good. Just felt good the whole way. Took my gels and jelly babies kind of every half an hour, so that works really well. And now I'm just heading home feeling good, but also, like I mentioned earlier, feeling a bit nervous about it all. But I'm just trying to keep the training up, keep going for the next 4 weeks or so, and hope for the best that everything goes well and smoothly. Yeah, I am quite excited about it, and like I say, I just still picture myself crossing the finish line and getting that medal, so I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, but thank you so much for following my journey so far. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, hopefully it wasn't so negative or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of be honest about how I feel. My name is Uni. I will give you an update again before I actually go out to Chicago, and do some other video bits hopefully to share with you soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you soon. See you in my next video. Bye.